Hey everyone, I'm going to review the new J-League Nominating Contract pack on eFootball. We've got a couple more Nominating Contract packs that have come out. The All-Rounders I've already published, that's on the channel now, that's live. I'll be reviewing the Mexican League one as well, so that's going up at some point, and there'll be a fourth one where I look at the Match Pass players and summarise the players that I recommend for the 3, 4 and 5 star contracts out of all these packs. But with this J-League pack, as always, I'll put timestamps in the description, so if there's a particular player you want to hear about, click the description and there'll be a link that takes you straight to them. So we've got some 3 stars and some 4 stars. We'll start at the bottom. We've got Germain, however you say it. Got a centre forward, Jubilo Wata. So nothing against this guy, but I'm not sure he deserves to be in, to be honest. He's had a couple of good games, picked up a few goals, but apart from those 2 games where he scored a few goals, he's not really done much. The other games he's played has been quiet, and half his goals have been penalties as well. But that being said, he's not too bad for a 3-star contract. He's a goal poacher. Got a bit of pace about him, so he can get in behind the defence. I think we can safely rule out all his other positions. SS, attacking midfield, wide right. He's not technically good enough for any of those positions, in my opinion. I don't think it's even close. So we're looking at this guy very much as a centre forward. He's a left footer. You could argue you could play him on the right with a bit of pace on the left foot, cutting inside onto his left foot, but I don't think he's technically good enough, even as a left footer. But yeah, as a centre forward, bit of pace about him. His attacking awareness is a bit low for me at 81, even on a 3-star card. On the ball, he's bad. You don't ask too much from on the ball. Just get the ball and pick a shot or a pass. But with a pass, likewise, be careful because his passing is not great. Finishing 82 again is a bit on the low side. He's got 75 heading, 84 jumping, physical contact 76. He's about 5'11", just shy of 6 foot. He does have aerial superiority and heading, so he could be decent from getting on the end of some crosses. Got a first-time shot as well, crucial one. He's also a super sub, so he does have some strengths there. You know, he could be reasonable from crosses. He's got a bit of pace to get him behind the defence. And the finishing at 82, as long as you don't ask too much from him, it's not too bad. But even on a 3-star guy, I would like that to be a bit higher. I'd like him to be a bit better technically. I'd like his awareness to be a bit higher. So yeah, some strengths there, but on the whole, it's not one that I'm particularly keen on. So I don't think this is a great card, even at 3 stars. Junior Suzuki. So I was interested when I saw this guy because I've got a 4-star version from one of those previous J-League packs. It was a Showtime one. He's amazing at free kicks and crosses. This is just a somewhat, relatively basic 3-star right back card. There's nothing too special about it, but he's got some strengths though. He's still got some strengths. So decent pace. Stamina's not brilliant. Defensively, his attributes are kind of okay. For a 3-star, they're okay. They're not brilliant. They could be worse. Down the left, the first real concern, he's dodgy on the ball. Be careful when you're on the ball with this guy because he's not great in possession of the ball. Low pass is a bit iffy as well, but lofted pass, as I mentioned, the one that I got, the 4-star, is amazing at crossing. You can't expect this one to be as good, but he does have 83 lofted pass, 81 curl, and if we look at the skills, he does have pinpoint crossing, so he's got a good cross on him. Blocker is the only other useful skill he's got, really. Blocker is a really good one to have for a fullback, but interception is a really important one as well, and he doesn't have that. So there's no interception, there's nothing else, no man marking or anything like that. So he's a bit lacking in defensive skills, and the defensive attributes aren't brilliant. So you're going to find he's not the strongest fullback defensively, but a bit of pace about him, good cross on him. So there are some strengths there, but also a little bit dodgy on the ball as well. So on the whole, some pluses and minuses. The lack of defensive skills and being a bit dodgy on the ball. I can't say this is a brilliant card on the whole, really, but if you want a fullback who's just very attacking, you're more concerned with just getting up and down the right flank and getting good crosses in, could be a decent one for a 3-star contract. But again, the stamina as well is a bit dodgy. So there are some negatives with this guy. You're going to find that with 3-star cards, but yeah, pace and crossing, good. Defensively a bit iffy, especially with the skills and on the ball and with the stamina as well. There are some negatives there, so I just can't really get too excited about this card, really. Akiyama from Niigata. So this guy's interesting. We've got a centre mid or defensive mid, orchestrated playing style. That playing style will be active in both those positions. He'll kind of sit deep as a deep line playmaker, won't run around too much. I'm going to get straight to his greatest strength. Even for a 3-star card, 88 for low pass is great. With a decent game plan boost, you're going to hit 90 plus on his low pass on a 3-star card, which is fantastic. The lofted pass will hit 80 as well. On the ball, he's by no means a dribbler. He's not got much pace. He's not great at dribbling. Tight possession is a bit iffy as well, but he's got good ball control. Defensively, he's all right with these attributes here. The awareness will be up in the high 70s with the game plan boost. The other 3 will all be over 80. So defensively, he's pretty decent, especially for a 3-star guy. Like I said, he's not got a great deal of pace. The kicking power will hit the 80 mark with the game plan boost, though. Physical imbalance could be worse. Stamina 85, he's an orchestrator. He's not going to be running around too much. You can get away with that. I think that stamina's okay. So in terms of these attributes, lovely passing, technically sound, and he's got a bit of defensive ability. And when we look at his skills, one-touch pass, through passing, weighted pass, low-lofted pass. For a 3-star, this guy's going to have some really nice passing. Man marking and track back, so he got a couple of decent defensive ones there, but he is lacking interception again. So that's the one real negative for me with this guy. If he had interception, that would complete it, and it'd be a fantastic 3-star. But even without it, I think he can do a pretty decent job. I think he's very usable. So for that J-League challenge, if you don't have too many centre mid options, aside from the fact he is lacking interception, I think he's pretty tidy. You know, he's not the quickest, he's not a dribbler, but you get him on the ball, take a touch or two, pick a pass, he's going to have really nice passing for a 3-star card. As defensive attributes, I think without interception, he is still decent enough defensively. So yeah, I think on the whole, you know, a bit lacking athletically, and it'd be nice if he had interception, but just lurking around the middle as that deep line playmaker type of midfielder. The ability he's got, he can do a bit of defensive work, get on the ball, pick a fantastic pass out with the attribute and the skills he's got to back that up. I think he could be a really useful one. He does have inconsistent form there, but if he gets on A or B form like he is currently, that won't matter. So yeah, one or two downsides with this guy, but I think for a 3-star with the passing he's got, this could be a really useful card to pick up, especially a useful one to put in your J-League squad when we get the J-League challenge. Now we have Usami from Gambrasaka. So like with Germain, it's a kind of okay centre forward for a 3-star card, but it's not brilliant. And the first thing you look at, attacking awareness, it's a bit on the low side. I would like that to be higher, even on a 3-star card. He's technically sound enough on the ball. Again, he's not a dribbler by any means, not got great dribbling, but the ball control and tight possession are decent. Passing for a centre forward is decent. Finishing is good at 87. Speed and acceleration, at first glance, both below 80. I think he's not going to be the quickest, but they're both 79. So with the game plan boost, he's going to get up into the 80s. He won't be the slowest. Kicking bal's decent. Physical and balance could both be better, but could both be worse, to be fair as well. He does have a whole lot of positions down the middle there, but when you look at the attributes he's got, centre mid is out of the question, can't defend, his passing is not good enough. Attacking midfield, likewise, I don't think his passing is good enough for attacking midfield. SS, that goal poacher playing style, will be active at SS. Is his passing good enough? I think it's borderline. If we look at his skills, he does have one-touch passing, through passing, so maybe he could do a job at SS. He's got a bit of dribbly stuff there, soul control, long range curl is a nice one. Pinpoint crossing, I'm not sure it's going to come into the equation really. Outside curl is nice. I don't see first time shot though. That's a shame. So as a centre forward, first time shot is missing, and his attacking awareness is a bit low. So that's a couple of pretty major negatives for playing this guy as a centre forward. There's an SS, bearing in mind he's got one touch passing, through passing. I think that just about compensates for his passing enough. As long as you're careful not to ask too much of him with his passing, I think that might be where you're going to get the most out of this guy. Because if you look at him as an SS, the attacking awareness is suddenly pretty decent. Tidy enough on the ball. The passing, if you're careful, is okay. Finishing's really good at SS. He's got a little bit of pace about him, so he should be mobile enough. So, yeah, as a centre forward, not too exciting. Certainly don't think you can play him as a centre mid or attacking mid, but as an SS for a 3-star, I think in that position could be a decent one to pick up if you like someone in that position. So, could find a use for him there. Centre forward, maybe he's not so much though. And here's our goalkeeper, Nagaishi. So I'll be blunt on this guy. He's not brilliant. He's quite tall, 6'3", but even though he's got decent height and reach on him, awareness 82, reflexes 83. Even on a 3-star card, that's not great for a keeper. So I'm not too keen on this guy. Catching and parrying are decent, but yeah. And as we know with player of the week and player of the month cards on eFootball, if a goalkeeper is playing exceptionally well, that means he can't jump compared to the way he normally plays. So obviously this guy's got terrible jumping, but yeah, awareness and reflexes for me, even on a 3-star card, a little bit on the low side. So if you're desperate for a keeper in the J-League challenge, maybe he's worth picking up if you've got the contract spare, but even in that case, a lot of the lone keepers you get from most squads would probably be better than this guy. So ultimately, I've got to say this isn't a particularly great card. Matheus Sávio. So to be honest with this guy, I think they've done him dirty. He had a good season last time, and this season he started really well as well. He scored one absolute peach of a goal, and I think they've done him dirty. I think they've done him a real disservice with his technicals, especially on the ball. He's better than that. This is a 4-star card now. We're on to the 4 stars. That's not great for 4 stars for the type of player he is. He's a whole player. He's down as left mid. He can play down the left wing, the right wing, where he can play as an attacking midfielder. He's not good enough defensively to play centre mid. Very attacking. We'll have a look at his skills. You see there's nothing defensively there, so you can rule centre mid out. But going forward, he's got some skill moves for the dribblers. He's got long range curler, dipping shot, long range shooting, acrobatic finishing. So a nice selection of shooting skills. One touch pass and pinpoint crossing going forward. No through passing, bit of a shame that. But certainly he's got some shooting skills and 78 for finishing. So with a decent game plan boost, you hit 80 plus for finishing. Good shooting skills. He's got a shot on him. So in his natural position or his registered position, left midfield, whole player playing style active, cutting inside into his right foot, could be pretty dangerous. Could be capable of scoring some goals for you. His passing's not brilliant. I think for a wide midfielder, it's probably alright to be fair, but I certainly wouldn't play him as an attacking midfielder with his passing as it is, and especially without through passing, although he does have one touch pass. Bit of pace about him, not electric pace, but he's not slow by any means. Balance is a little bit low. I think ultimately, as a right footer, he can't really cross it particularly well. Or can he? Oh, he's got pinpoint crossing, hasn't he? So yeah, you could play him on the right actually. 82 for lofty pass, pinpoint crossing, curls going over 80 with the game plan boost. Yeah, you could use him on the right actually. Right midfielder. So down the right wing, could be useful with a decent enough cross on him. Down the left hand side, cutting inside, he's got the shooting skills. Cutting onto his right foot could certainly score some goals for you. So yeah, an attacking midfield, not for me. Left wing or right wing could be pretty useful, but I can't see past how the fact that in my personal opinion, they've done him dirty with his technicals on the ball. He's not brilliant, and his balance is pretty poor as well. So for a 4-star card, for those two reasons, I don't think he's particularly great value, and I think based on how he's been playing in real life, he deserves better. So yeah, he's got a bit of product whether you play him on the left or the right. But for me, ultimately, on the 4-star card, I'd want a bit more from him in terms of his ability on the ball and his balance. So he's a little bit disappointing for me. Matsubara from F. Marinos. So we've got a right back. 4-star right back. He's a fairly solid one, to be honest. With this guy, I see, in terms of his attributes, I see just two negatives, really. Number one, he can't dribble. It's a bit of a shame. You want a fullback to be able to dribble a bit better. And then number two, he's a little bit lacking in pace. But I don't think either of those issues are critical. So not the slowest. I'd like him to be a bit quicker, but he's still got a bit of pace about him. Good kicking power. The physical and balance. The physical's okay. Balance could be a bit better. Good stamina. That'll hit 90 with a good game plan boost. Defensive attributes, decent enough on a 4-star card. Not brilliant, but decent enough. Certainly in the J League Challenge, I think you can get away with that. On the ball, as I say, he can't really dribble, but the ball control is at least going to get to 80 with the game plan boost. Low pass, that's going over 80 with the game plan boost, and lofted pass already at 84. So if we've got pinpoint crossing, he's going to have a decent cross on him. And we do. We've also got one touch pass and through passing, so this guy's passing and crossing for a fullback should be pretty nice. First time shot, long range curler, I don't think those are really going to come into the equation. But down the bottom there, we see we've got one crucial defensive skill, interception. So yeah, very much an attacking fullback. He's got the skills to back up his end product when it comes to passing and crossing, so that's great. If you're careful with him on the ball, he's tidy enough. Defensively, I think with interception, he's sound enough. I think really it's just the pace that goes against him. He's a little bit lacking in pace. If your opponent's got a very quick left winger, I know sometimes in the J League Challenge, some people have that Adalton card from a few months back. He is rapid, and there might be one or two others in Japan who've got some pace as well. So you might struggle against real pacey wingers, but outside of that, I think he's pretty solid, to be honest. I think he's a pretty solid option. So yeah, for a 4-star contract, someone to go in your J League squad, I think as a right back option, a little bit on the slow side, but apart from that, pretty solid. Ohashi from Sanfrecce. So he's had a good start to the season. Don't know why they put him as an attacking midfielder personally. From what I've seen of him, he's playing very much as an SS. But yeah, we've got another whole player. He can play attacking mid, SS, or centre forward. I don't think his passing is quite good enough to play as an attacking midfielder. We'll take a quick look at his skills straight away. So we've got through passing there, but no one-touch pass. I think ultimately his passing is just not quite really going to cut it as an attacking midfielder. But see, you've got heading and aerial superiority there, so he should be decent from crosses. We'll check if his attributes match up to that. First time shot important if you play him centre forward. And like I say, he's got through passing. Track back as well, keep that in mind. Track back with only 74 for stamina and whole player playing style. He's going to be doing a lot of running. He will get tired. So keep in mind he's going to get tired unless you keep him on the bench and bring him on as a sub second half. But yeah, with through passing, that low pass will go over 80 with the game plan boost. I think as an SS, he could certainly do a job. But as a centre forward, his registered position, or not his registered position, sorry, but he can play centre forward. Awareness, definitely good enough, very good. His attacking awareness is going to hit 90 with the game plan boost. So very, very good awareness on a 4-star card. Finishing 85 is decent enough. Got a little bit of pace about him. I think as a centre forward, he could certainly do a job with first time shot as one of his skills. And as I mentioned, heading and aerial superiority. He's about 5'11". He's not got brilliant jumping or physical, but his heading's decent. And with the heading and aerial superiority skills, like I say, I think from crosses, maybe he won't be a beast, he won't be dominant, but he will be able to get on the end of a few crosses for you and pop up with a header or two. I think as a centre forward, he can do a job. Not sure about attacking midfielder, but the other position, he's got SS. If you look at him as an SS, decent pace, fantastic attacking awareness, tidy enough on the ball, even though he's not a dribbler by any means. Tidy enough passing as long as you're careful not to ask too much of him, and good finishing for an SS, and he might be able to sneak into the box with that whole player playing style and even get on the end of 1 or 2 crosses. I think he's usable as a centre forward, but as an SS, like I say there, I think that might be where you get the most out of him. With the whole player playing style, the abilities he's got, he'll be taking up good positions, he can create a goal with his passing, and he can certainly finish as well. So yeah, I think as an SS primarily, this guy could be a pretty useful card actually. And then Araki from FC Tokyo. So another whole player, a similar position to Ohashi. He can play attacking mid or SS, not a centre forward though. In either of those positions, I think this guy's pretty tidy. Again, he's not a dribbler by any means. He doesn't have great dribbling, he doesn't have great pace, but ball control and tight possession are both pretty good. Again, as the 4-star card. Attacking awareness at 81, both as an attacking midfielder and an SS, I think that's pretty decent. Passing, low pass at 87 is excellent on a 4-star card. Finishing 81 in both his positions I think is good. Like I said, he's not the quickest, but he's not the slowest either. He's only 170 centimetres, so he's got that low centre of gravity. He should feel reasonably manoeuvrable on the ball. Bounce will hit 80 with the game plan boost. Physical contact will hit 70. On a small attacking player like him, that's pretty decent. Again, we've got a whole player, only 76 for stamina, so he will get tired, keep that in mind. And again, he's got track back, so especially keep that in mind. So yeah, going to do a lot of running. He'll tire in that second half, so it might be best keeping him back to bring him on as a sub second half, otherwise he'll be coming off second half at some point. But yeah, double touch Scotch move, soul control, bit for the dribblers, soul control especially, that's a nice one. He'll be nice on the ball, like, again, low centre of gravity. Even if he's not a dribbler, he'll be sound enough on the ball. First time shot, 1-touch pass, through passing, 3 very good skills there getting forward. So I think as an SS, again, like with Ohashi, he could be very useful. He's got good attacking awareness, he'll get into good positions, technically sound when he gets on the ball. He's got a very nice pass on him, he can definitely create goals with his passing, but he's got the awareness and the finishing to be able to take goals as well when he gets into good positions. So yeah, I think this guy's a tidy one. Like with Ohashi, we've got a guy who's going to be playing in those areas behind the attack, with the whole player playing style, taking out good positions, and he's got the ability to create and score goals for you. So again, I think for a 4-star contract, pretty tidy attacking player, this guy. Then we have Erison, so Kawasaki striker, joined them in the winter, made a pretty good start this season, although the last couple of games he's been a bit quiet, as you can see on D form. He's a left footer, he's a goal poacher. He's got a little bit of pace about him, not rapid, but he's not slow by any means. He's got good kicking power, good physical contact for a centre forward. He's about 6 foot tall, so he's not a big beastly guy, but he's got a bit of power about him, a bit of physique. Attacking awareness again, 82. This is a 4-star card that's not high enough for me on a centre forward card. That's the only position he can play. I would like that to be higher. Finishing though is good at 87. He's got good kicking power as well. On the ball, he's a little bit bad. He's not brilliant. So when you get on the ball with this guy, be careful. Don't ask too much of him. He's definitely not a dribbler by any means. Don't hold on to the ball for too long. Passing's not brilliant either. If we have a look at his skills, we do have first time shot, most important one for a centre forward. We have heading, acrobatic finishing, aerial superiority. So guy is about 6 foot tall. Physical contact's pretty high. Even if the heading and the jumping aren't too great, he's got good physical contact and he's got aerial superiority and he's got heading and acrobatic finishing. So this guy can get on the end of some crosses for you. A little bit of pace about him. As a goal poacher, I think he's got enough about him to be a reasonable one, but not great on the ball, like I say, and the awareness isn't brilliant. So some strengths there, but also a few negatives, and ultimately for me, I don't think he's great value for a 4-star contract. And then finally, Hatsuse. So I've had a couple of versions of this guy. This card is very similar to the previous 4-star version I had of him, and I've been very happy with it. So for me, this is basically a contract renewal, because I don't think mine's got too long left in his contract. He's very much an attacking fullback. He likes to get forward. He's got a very good cross on him, and that's pretty much him in a nutshell. decent amount of pace on him. Physical and balance could be a bit better. Stamina's just about okay. The defensive attributes are okay on a 4-star card. They're not brilliant, but they could be worse. Down the left here, nothing's over 80 on the ball, but when you get your game plan boost, he will go over 80 for ball control at least. Tight possession, possibly if you got one of these 88 rated managers. But the passing, especially the low pass, is decent at 80 before the game plan boost, and that lofted pass in particular, that's his greatest strength. He's got a very good cross on him. He's got a good sort of diagonal raking pass as well. He loves to switch the play up and play long passes from the left back position. He's a good player, Hatsuse. 87 lofted, 86 curl, 83 kicking power, and as you'll see, pinpoint crossing. And they've also given him weighted passing through passing, which I think is pretty fair, because like I say, he does have a good pass on him. It's not just his crossing. And down the bottom there, you see that interception, crucially, for a fullback. So, yeah, he's a left-footed, plays a left back, but he can play on the right. To be honest, I might be nitpicking, but I think they should have made his weaker foot stronger. I've seen him play at right back once or twice, and he's one of the most two-footed players I've ever seen. If you saw him playing at right back and it's the first time you see him, you would genuinely think he's right-footed. He's that two-footed. So I think that should be regular, whatever they call it, and very high. I think they should have made him fully two-footed. But even so, his right foot's decent enough on this card, and he can play on the right as well. So you got a guy who's a very attacking fullback. He can just about do his defensive work, but he's very good at crossing. That's what he's best at. He can play left or right. As an attacking fullback, if that's the type of fullback you like for a 4-star card. Like I say, he's very similar to the one I've already got, and I'm absolutely going to pick this guy up. He's very good. You can play him left mid or right mid. He's a bit lacking in his attacking awareness. He's not brilliant on the ball, so if you're going to use him on the wing just to kind of get the ball to him and just whip crosses in, he could do a job there as well. Certainly as a wing back as well, but as a fullback primarily, attacking fullback, focus on getting forward and putting crosses in. Very useful, and defensively he's just about okay as well. So yeah, for a 4-star contract, if you like attacking fullbacks, I think this is a good one. It's one of the better ones in the pack. So there you go. I think it's a reasonable selection. As I mentioned at the start of the video, I'm doing reviews of all the different nominating contract packs. The all-rounders have already gone live on the channel. I'll be doing the Mexican League next, and then I'll finish up with the 4th video, looking at the match pass players, and then summarising all these 3, 4, and 5-star players, and letting you know who I think is the best value for each level of contract. So yeah, cheers for watching. Watch out for those other videos. I'll see you soon.